Eat money. Let me borrow money now. Borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Thursday, the 10th day of October 2024. By His grace, we're live and we're here with yet another edition of the show. Our gratitude to go to Most High God for the rare privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making the rounds here in our dear Republic. Well, before I let you into our panel for the morning's conversation, let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. Organized labor rescinds Galamsey strike. Government acts on concerns. Church will be development partner. Bawumia reaffirms. Ensuring peace on December 7. Prosecute 2020 election killing perpetrators. Emil shot. Wow. The Ghanaian Times. Illegal mining menace. Government intensifies war in court on Galamsey. Military Small-Scale Miners Association join Operation Hall to fight illegal mining. VIP Inspector Accra STEM Academy project. Small-scale miners plot demo against organized labor. Organized labor suspends nationwide Galamsey strike. Daily Guide. Confusion rocks organized labor. Calls of strike. Michael Kwe Jr. leads breast cancer campaign. You have proven us wrong. Domahine to Bawumia. Organized labor doing NDC's bidding. MPP. Nana begins new Galamsey fight. I love this headline. Nana begins new Galamsey fight. Okay. The New Crusading Guide. Goodluck Jonathan praises EC for commitment to free and fair elections. Bawumia inspects Accra STEM Academy project. Engage stakeholders in Galamsey fight. AFAC to government. Blanket ban on small-scale mining doesn't make economic sense. Dr. Frank Bannon. GRA exceeds revenue targets with 38.6% growth amidst digital revolution. Government partners small-scale miners to protect river bodies and forest reserves. Traders lament over high charges at Tema Port. The Insight. Chief dragged to presidency for allegedly taking bribe to secure 12 million cedis loan for businessman. The United States has sent $17.9 billion of arms to Israel since October 7. Akufo-Addo has failed Porto in handling of Galamsey crisis, says Professor Jimanbia. So there's a quote from Paulo Coelho, and it reads, "The worst part of a society manipulated by politics is to see the poor defending the rich who are responsible for their poverty." You want me to read that again? It says, the worst part of a society manipulated by politics is to see the poor defending the rich who are responsible for their poverty. The Daily Statesman. Accra STEM Academy ready next month. Bawumia satisfied with progress of work. Bawumia is an experienced apprentice in governance. Ghana Green Finance Taxonomy launched. Organized labor suspends strike. President reaffirms commitment to Galamsey fight. Domahine happy about Agenda 111 Hospitals project. Business and Financial Times. Bank of Ghana revises year-end inflation target to 18%. Africa's future lies in the hands of its youth. Edward Boatin. Government unveils green finance taxonomy to drive sustainable development. Corporate governance, key to economic growth and modest debts. Experts. Employers Association partners advocate workplace safety plan. Feature UBR 20 leading the charge in digital banking and financial innovation. Another feature, breakthrough of text-to-video AI in modern content creation. And that's about it for the front pages. We'll be back shortly.
She's coming. She's coming!
Please
She's
go to
coming.
I know. Go to the pharmacy now.
She's coming. Oh. She's here.
Pay faster, pay safer, and pay easy with Momo app. Download now and pay with the QR code, merchant ID, and so much more.
In today's modern world, stairs are a challenge, especially for our elderly and those with health concerns. Navigating them can be difficult and even dangerous, but there's a safer way to move vertically. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, your answer to a more accessible and secure vertical transportation. Our elevators and escalators, including top-of-the-line pneumatic vacuum elevators, Fuji elevators and escalators, offer a safer and more convenient alternative, eliminating the risks of stairs and enhancing accessibility for homes, businesses, and hospitals. Choose safety and convenience with Lifts and Elevators Limited Company. Elevate your spaces today. For more information, visit our website at www.elevatorsgh.org or call now on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, the elevator people.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh bread.
I'm a fair missy way.
The patch of Bantama.
Matias.
Her smile,
the fresh breath.
Me Jidi say we use Kel 360 toothpaste. Some kind.
Kel 360 toothpaste.
Guys, Kia, Kel 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim jom kasa. Ile kosen. Kel 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will see so feeling kika when you know Kel 360 toothpaste.
Happy.
Kel 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Ama, nansi mi jeno wo bin enko ye kwao. Ama ma ye bohu se kontomra akija.
Nansi me hu se me nyo basima kura. Ama me kunu me into kwankwa. Oh you right. Enye mo ko. Give us JC lecture and the capsules. Aye num bom. En ho asem na mo kana. E boa emma ene meme nyina. Na ma wo ba ye obesima. Na be ma so aye be masima. Ya, we be boa wo kunu. Ama ne giant sa wo de hye ne botum. Na wanyinya na ne ntisese ne oyi chokwa. GC mixture, MMA capsule, Ashisa.
A pay for a batter, one more menu for one and Quadawi if you do me.
Choose the perfect prize every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. All to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Welcome to Rehoboth Palms, Ayemensa, where your future home is taking shape. Discover a community like no other, designed for families and individuals seeking comfort and connection. Enjoy a host of amenities, including a swimming pool, tennis courts, kids playground, and serene sitting areas, all designed for your enjoyment. Embrace the opportunity to be part of this vibrant community with flexible installment plans available. Your dream home is waiting at Rehoboth Palms Ayimensa, where every moment is a promise of home and affordable luxury. Visit us today at 145 North Legon, Accra. Call us on +233 244 764 499 or +233 204 950 810. For our UK clients, you can reach us on +44 190 853 3149 or +44 791 737 6631 or visit www.rehobothpropertiesgh.com to learn more. A community like no other. Welcome to Rehoboth Ayimensa.
Imagine walking into a secure environment you call your own, a home where you are in charge of your own security. But while you dream of a brighter future, shadows could be lurking at your doorsteps and windows. With real-time alerts and a professional response team ready to act, your home is protected around the clock, whether you are away or asleep. Don't wait for safety, create it. Installed by professionals, our systems integrate seamlessly into your home, guarding every nook and cranny. And with our rent-to-own plan, this unmatched security comes with no burdensome upfront cost. Enjoy your safety, payment at your own pace, and peace of mind. Plus, our theft guarantee protection ensures you're covered in case of any loss, giving you even more peace of mind. Secure your home with Home Shield. Make peaceful sleep a habit, knowing we stand guard. Response 1, protecting your world 24/7.
Apomode hunsem yemfen diagro. Enunti nese wonum edopapa nko a. Exodus Moringa capsules ene Exodus Dandelion capsules. Efi Exodus emusuyanum na ebeboa wapomode. Emu bia wo benya no betimi aboa. Nanso se wonye tu no a wobetimi andom abo na ebeboa papa. Se wonum Exodus Moringa capsules ne Exodus Dandelion capsules. Eboa mamoja di efusani yu. Na afei ebusi wo immune system no na akwatia yarewa ahodo. Minim yie se nipa dodo na nim dia Moringa etimi ye. Na Dandelion so ye nim. Enu nti ne nkasa bedru. Enye mma apemfo. Ana abatan a oma enifo. Ana abofra onya emfidumi. Exodus ehu adansi die doso.
You the answer to my prayers. You're with me everywhere. You're my angel, miracle. You're all I need tonight. Give me shelter from the rain. You breathe life in me again. You're my angel, miracle. You're all I need to know tonight.
Ghana's biggest housing event, the Mikasa Home and Property Fair, is here. Whether you're looking to buy an elegant house, a cozy apartment, a home in a luxurious estate, or genuine land, come and meet over 50 top developers, home loan specialists, home improvement specialists, and get personalized expert advice on your home ownership journey. Also, join in informative and stimulating seminars with industry experts and get the chance to network all for free. And oh, there will be so much play and fun for the children at our Children's Arena. Date, 2nd and 3rd November 2024. Venue, Movenpick Ambassador Hotel. Time, 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. each day. Attendance is absolutely free. Headline sponsor, Gold Key Properties. Platinum sponsor, Clifton Homes. Media partner, City FM and Channel 1 TV. To exhibit at the fair, contact us on 050-168-0737 or info@mikasa.com. Mikasa.com, Ghana's #1 property website.
Cratchit, unemu bua unkoisha Dr.
Taban, who you then want?
Oh, Mr. Yanfan, call me Buru. Mammy Buru. Ah, yes, the Bra. Whom you fan called Dr. Baho. Dr. Baho, yeah. Bra, somebody no Pemu Juma, Sasabro slow. Dr. Baho. Hey, let me call America. Oh, no Pemu, the on one I expect Yazan for no. Or cry any Kumasi, no Pemu expect Yan can't show.
Auntie, now then I won't know what time over me one money my busa.
Auntie Emma, if I show me by your school, a university. Now scan here 2005. And yet they are many. To my even to my son, the brown up paper crack. Oh, the family.
Yes, men's Fantoman go to feed. It's one to say John Dramani Mahama. Any NDC for say, Senyamia Dona Ghana for Twabamana. Waba, Aba University via Technical University, College of Education, Nursing Training, woman academic fees for first year. Hey, free, no stress.
Adama, how did it? And then I'm at then.
Auntie, hey, share a BM was say, and can they bosiana, no Obama or Pamahama. I'm an Abaya president.
She was sitting no to Abapa, a disacraya Papa Beba Wabrabum, to Obama John Mahamani NDC.
You are for Muti. Would open Majuma.
It's a public sector. I threaten.
Oh, would open Majuma.
The managing director for
Messi would open Majuma.
Obi a Giok no say organized labor see Yankwa. Obi a
me Mayunedi.
Hey, Kofi Juma.
Maybe you let me Kano. Would you pack?
Obi a Juma Gihok say organized labor see Yanko.
Yes.
Or kwa Obi Unedi.
Where you dig? What the you pay?
Are they not part of organized labor?
You need labor laws or Ghana.
Your labor laws?
Yes. So I say, won't me man and Casa will strike because Kes can buy it. What has it got to do with Gihok?
It's a national concern.
National concern, let it be national concern, but not Gihok concern.
Gihok is a government institution, or?
No.
Anna, I buy you
a Ghana for a Jumaku. Yes, and there are rules. Nti obi te ho na wana yie na ne kon ya ne ya no sorry ana o ba be keka nsem ana mosumu di akire do pako no mo kra no go mo wesi a time because enya safo ne gugi ho
hey enti obi o ti use your mess of organize level of contract e say some be very asa enya nyansa de no ye
me say nyansa fo me na me ka bibia me ni mu bia fi asem me fi asem
hey you have a good video.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. And it's been an awesome journey with Momo from MTN. 15 years of ease, safety, and convenience. This is definitely worth celebrating. That's why the Momo at 15 Rewards is here with amazing cash prizes to say thank you. Send Momo to an MTN Momo user or make payments to an MTN Momo merchant at no cost whatsoever, only on MTN. So go on. Download my Momo on App Store or Play Store to enjoy this. Just Momo it everywhere you go. Terms and conditions apply. And if you're thinking of getting that toothpaste that will take care of your entire family and save you some money, the recommended family toothpaste is KEL 360 toothpaste. It's approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. KEL 360 toothpaste provides you and your family with all-round dental protection throughout the day with freshness. KEL 360 toothpaste is good for kids, children, and adults. Let your family be a proud family when they step out by constantly using KEL 360 toothpaste. Kel 360 toothpaste brightens your teeth, prevents cavity, and with its cool mint, gives you fresh breath throughout the day and protects the gum from decaying. For consistency and quality, use Kel 360 toothpaste. Kel 360 toothpaste is another product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso. It's available in all supermarkets, malls, and provision shops. Call Samara Company on 0246 864798. Kel 360 toothpaste, happy smile. Right. So with me on the show this morning, I have a member of parliament and a former member of parliament. So Dr. Dixon Aduma Kukisi, as the honorable member of parliament for the Anyaso constituency, and is also a medical practitioner. Doc, good morning.
Morning.
Right. Alhaji Inusa Fuseini is a legal practitioner, former Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, and also Roads and Highways, and also former member of parliament for Tamale Central. Alhaji, Yade?
Hello. Happy to be with you this morning.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Doc?
Yeah.
How's Anyaso too?
We're
I haven't
doing
seen you in a while.
Yes, it's true. Pardon me, I've been incognito for a little bit. And I must say, I haven't told Alhaj, but I've driven by your community a number of times because of public account. You know, we've been staying at hotel, is it Mariam or so?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think it's close to you.
Yes.
Yeah, so usually Mutala Mutala, you know, when we go, he shows us your hideout.
Yeah.
And you know where you've been doing all the good things.
Thank you.
So I'm very familiar
with Tamale. Eh?
Yeah. I think he took up after you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic place.
Yeah.
And I saw one palace with some rickety shots, bullets. I think there was an issue at some point with the chief and the people or something. I don't know, but interesting things. That area, they don't joke with guns at all. I don't know why that is the case.
Well, muskets are part of the cultural heritage of the people of the North. So fire them during celebrations, and some can use them for other criminal purposes. But they are part of the, traditional heritage, cultural heritage.
Interesting. But
we inherited them from the Ashantis.
How long has that been passed? Because I think if we go into your true culture, we didn't have guns. We didn't create guns.
Well, we didn't have guns.
The
people of the Sahel region, and particularly the Gumbes, who were largely hunters and gatherers, did not have guns. They had bows and arrows until there was the extension of the Ashanti Empire into part of the Northern Territory. And then there was an assimilation of the culture of the Ashantis. And so when you go to the north, you find those who fire the guns. We call them Kombansi Ashantis. So you find names like Ochre, Abwaji, and all those.
Fantastic. So it's nice. It's fascinating. I think we all should learn a little bit about our cultures. It's very important. But back to my constituency, let me say today that yesterday, Dr. Nsiah visited us, and I was actually very happy about his visitation. We are fortunate to have one of the Agenda 111s in Greater Accra. He made mention of 10, I think, total, and out of the 34 constituencies, we have one. So we went round, and we are labeled to be around 70% completion. And we're hoping that through his visitation, and I'm sure maybe he'll be watching me this morning. Through his visitation, I prayed to him that we can at least conclude before President hands over on January 6th. And that is my prayer to Dr. Nsiah and the presidency, so that we can at least have that facility running. It's a 100-bed facility with a small mortuary, and I really think that not to badmouth Kolebu's morgue, but all these mortuaries with the Agenda 111s will reduce the burden on Kolebu's mortuary, which still needs a huge facelift. So I let me tell Anyaso that at least we have one of the Agenda 111s, and it's open to the public. Is about 100 meters behind the assembly. So if anybody wants to go and verify and see it in person, I'm sure the contractors would not mind. But hopefully from next week, he's assured us that there will be more active work at the site, and people are, I think, since it's an election year especially, can go and see themselves and appreciate what we have within our local constituency. So these are the things, and today I'm offering some free health screening to people within my community at Antieku. So that is also another thing.
Antieku was an area in your constituency?
Yes. Antieku, Santa Maria. And, it used to be just Santa Maria, but...
Are you doing that as part of your private practice or as MP?
Now, you're once you're a politician, always a politician, it seems. So I can never really...
I'm saying this flyer.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the name of your hospital?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can never really...
So it's your hospital that is organizing it?
Yes. But since I'm in the face of it, I can't delineate.
The hospital is 40 years already?
Yes.
Since your dad set it up?
Yeah.
40 years?
40 years. Yeah, he's one of the first medical students in the country.
Okay.
So 1978, they were already working for Ghana. So, yeah. Wow, I didn't know. You guys, you have Philo.
That's Annie for you.
Yes. So we're doing this today. Yeah.
That's what gossips are good at.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's my bit. But I'm sure there's more to talk about today.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. We have a lot more, and it has to do with Galamsey. Today, the Red Band campaign begins. But of course, a lot happened within a short time yesterday. So we're here. Tuesday, I spoke with the Deputy General Secretary of the TUC, Dr. Otu. Nyakotu. And he made the point that, they were still going to go ahead with the demonstration, the strike action, but government had up to close of day yesterday to meet their demands. And once their conditions are met, there will be no basis to go. I'm sure that late yesterday afternoon, we also saw a statement from government. And then we also saw a statement from organized labor. And the government statement reads, the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has taken action in response to a press release issued by organized labor on 7th October 2024 calling for an immediate halt to illegal mining, Galamsey, in and around water bodies and forest reserves, in a demonstration of government's commitment to tackling the issue. President Akufo-Addo, through the relevant sector ministers, invited the leadership of organized labor to a meeting held on Tuesday, 8th of October 2024 at the Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations. Following the meeting, the President has, in a letter dated 9th of October 2024 and addressed the leadership of organized labor, outlined the following measures to address their concerns. 1. Deployment of additional military personnel. The President has directed the Minister for Defense to deploy additional military forces to intensify the ongoing Operation HALT, which aims to curb illegal mining activities. The operation will be bolstered by the deployment of naval boats on polluted river bodies to ensure the immediate cessation of all mining activities, legal or illegal, in and around these water bodies. Suspension of mining in forest reserves. The President has instructed the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology and Innovation, along with the Environmental Protection Agency, to suspend the enforcement of the Environmental Protection Regulations 2023 LI 2462 with immediate effect. Strengthen prosecution of illegal mining cases. In a bid to enhance legal action against illegal mining activities, 4 dedicated courts have already been established. The President has further directed the Attorney General to work with the Chief Justice to increase the number of courts handling cases related to illegal mining. And then there's a call for a national pact on illegal mining. This government has urged organized labor to encourage all presidential candidates and their political parties to sign a pact committing themselves to the fight against illegal mining as part of their election pledges In light of these decisive actions, government respectfully requests that organized labor suspend its planned strike action on 10th October 2024 and collaborate with government and other stakeholders to ensure the effective combat of the Galamsey menace. President Kufuor remains determined to end illegal mining and calls on all citizens, political leaders, and stakeholders to unite in this critical national effort. So, this is what we saw. And then organized labor also issued a statement. And the statement from organized labor actually reiterated these issues and then said that as a result of that, organized labor is informing all its members that the strike action set to commence today has been suspended. And they said that they were going to monitor. There was a small line at the end that they would be monitoring to ensure that government actually lives up to the promises that it has made. However, if you followed the media, you would realize that the representatives of UTAG were livid with this thing, and they made some disclosures accusing the other persons in organized labor, of some wrongdoing and all that. And we've seen a statement also issued by UTAG yesterday. It says, UTAG industrial action against mining, forest reserves, farms, and water bodies says that the National Executive Council of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, has successfully concluded a referendum regarding industrial action to support a nationwide ban on mining and prospecting for gold and other minerals in forest reserves, farmlands, and rivers. The referendum, which involved participation from all 15 member branches of UTAG, had a total of 2,762 members casting their votes. The results are as follows. Yes, 2,153 votes, representing 77.95%. No, 607 votes, representing 21.98%. Abstention or abstain, 2 votes, that's 0.07%. With an overwhelming majority of 77.95% voting in favor, the National Independent Elections Committee declares the motion carried. This decisive outcome reflects the unwavering commitment of UTAG members to protect our environment and livelihoods from the destructive impact of mining activities in ecologically sensitive areas such as forest reserves, farms, and water bodies. Following the referendum, the NEC convened an emergency meeting invoking Article XIS. What's XIS? Roman numeral.
XIX.
Is that 19? 19, right? Yes. So, Article 19, Clause 5 of the Utah Constitution, in line with this constitutional mandate, NEC has unanimously declared an immediate indefinite strike from the 10th of October, that's today, 2024, across all 15 UTAG branches. All members are directed to comply with this decision until the government formally announces a nationwide ban on mining and prospecting activities in protected areas, including forest reserves, farmlands, and water bodies. Thank you for your steadfast support in this critical national cause. And this is signed by Professor Mamudu A. Akudugu, who's the national president, and Dr. Ilyasu Mumuni, who's the national secretary. So UTAG are going ahead with the strike action starting today. Now, the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey also issued a statement. In fact, the statement was issued this morning. Press statement: government's response to Galamsey crisis falls short. Red Band campaign begins today. And yesterday I told you about the Red Band campaign, which starts today. And I'm sure we'll show you the flyer pretty shortly and what you need to do to be part of this Red Band campaign. Now, it says that today, the 10th of October, should have been the start of an organized labor-backed declared strike action to demand decisive action against illegal and irresponsible mining, an ongoing development of environmental crime that continues to wreak havoc on our rivers, forests, and general environment. We wish to note specific promises made by government by way of setting commitments to addressing and ending the Galamsey menace. The Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey reiterates its position that it stands firm in its demand for decisive and immediate action to address the escalating crisis of illegal mining and its devastating impact on Ghana's forests and water bodies. We regrettably note that the government's responses to these demands, as outlined in their statements, thus far significantly fall short of the expected interventions needed, leaving crucial concerns unmet. While some commitments have been acknowledged, they fail to fully address the core demands presented by members of the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey, needed to address the situation as a pressing issue of our time. And they list that what they describe as unmet demands. 1, declaration of state of emergency. 2, it says, despite the urgency of the situation, the government has not declared a state of emergency as demanded by our coalition. This critical step is essential to effectively halt both legal and illegal mining operations, especially in forest reserves and around water bodies. Without this declaration, the measures implemented remain insufficient to curb the destructive impact of mining activities. 3, complete cessation of mining in forest reserves and water bodies. We called for the immediate halting of all mining activities, legal and illegal, in forest reserves and around water bodies. To date, this demand has been unmet. With no firm action to revoke licenses granted for prospecting and mining in these sensitive areas, the government's suspension of enforcement related to mining regulations LI 2462 is a far cry from the demanded revocation, leaving loophole. The developments, we call on all Ghanaians to rally behind the Red Band campaign beginning today, the 10th of October. This campaign, symbolized by the wearing of a red band, is a visual representation of our collective demand for immediate and decisive action against illegal mining. We will monitor, put pressure on, and ensure that government does not ignore its commitments. There is an urgent need for government to clarify the commitments made by publishing clear timelines and indicators so actions are progressive rather than ad hoc, as we have seen over the years. We further urgently call on the government to align its commitments with the demands of the Ghanaian people. A failure to meet these demands not only threatens our environment but also undermines the rule of law and endangers the livelihoods of countless communities that rely on clean water and intact ecosystems. We urge the government to expedite action to dismantle illegal operations without delay. In conclusion, we all need to be reminded that for every delay on the part of government to act and show bold and resolute leadership in the interest of Ghanaians, our rivers, our forests, and the future stands at greater risk of irreversible depletion, poisoning and contamination, and putting the lives and future of Ghanaians at risk. We therefore caution that the piecemeal solutions and half-hearted, as exhibited thus far, efforts will not suffice. Any action must be swift and treated with all the urgency it deserves. The end not only possible, but inevitable. And signed by Ken Ashigbe on behalf of the coalition, Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey. So you have Ken Ashigbe there, Albert Kwabena, John Forces, Osunkwa Mil Senyor, Sidara Bosu, Jonathan Goka, Kofi Abuchi, Carol Annan, Ben Boachi, Eugene Safun Kansa, Yawan Sako, and Gloria Yaji. All right. So we'll also be speaking with Dr. Ken Ashigbe, who's an engineer, on this issue, why they still are not satisfied with the demands. And we'll also try and reach Professor Jampo on why UTAG is also going ahead, despite the assurances given by government and the call by the rest of organized labor with respect to this particular action. But let me start off with you whilst I wait to connect with these persons. Doc, so you are a medical doctor, and so perhaps you even appreciate the gravity and severity of the issue more than some of us. What you make of this situation, where we are, and all this thing about this? And I've been asking this question the last 3 months. I said, look, how do you describe a country that increasingly demonstrates, or a government rather, that increasingly demonstrates its incapability of protecting its forest cover and water bodies?
Well, Doc, thanks for the opportunity. This is a very delicate discussion. I think last time you told me about it, one of our professors who's left to Canada,
Professor
Sampany, based on his frustration with Ghana's evolving challenges with mining. I've given it a lot of thought, but these are a few submissions, which I think may help a lot of us wrap our heads around this issue. First of all, I've always said that this inappropriate mining practice is Ghana's war on drug. I mean, and I say that with the background of the Americas and their challenges with illicit drug use. I say this with the background of the Mexicans, who are also struggling with drugs in their country in terms of the drug cartels. And then when you go to South America, there are other places like Brazil, which is also struggling heavily with illegal mining. But I also need to add the Chicago experience, where alcohol drinking was banned, and the things that happened when alcohol drinking or the sale of alcohol was illegal in Chicago. And I say this with the greatest respect to academics in this country, and I think that they would not like what I'm going to say, but they've been very little on publishing data, publishing research work on the effects of this, let me say, organization. And I think that they are too silent in terms of the academics related to Galamsey, be it the sciences in terms of the adverse impact on us, or the organized nature of the people who conduct illegal mining. And I will throw this challenge to academics that demonstrating in the streets, I think, from an academic standpoint, is a bit too inferior for my liking. I would want that they give me some very powerful, well thought out research, exercise on this serious thing in this country. When you visit other parts of the world, when there are issues of current affairs, you see many publications, and we are lacking in terms of publications with regards to this organized illegal mining practices, and then the adverse impact. So this is from me to the the academics who should, I think, be doing more serious publication for us to consume, and for us who even make decisions in support or against government to have some very powerful, well-researched documents to work with. And I'm not saying just one paper. I'm talking numerous publications in Ghana about Galamsey. I think that, unfortunately,
So even before you finish,
Yeah.
there's one academic who sent me this, and he's even outside the country.
Oh, okay.
So tell Doc that publishing is expensive. The academics in Ghana don't have the resources to carry out meaningful researches. For example, as an ecologist, I'll need about 50,000 euros to fully assess the level of impact of Galamsey on biodiversity and ecosystem services. Where would an academic in Ghana get that money from?
I'm with him or her on the point that you need funding to do research work, but I still will throw the challenge out, because that is what I do as an ordinary Ghanaian, and I'm saying that as a decision maker as well. I think that our academics in this country have not done much in terms of writing, and that is not good. And that one, the fact remains, whether their fund-seeking processes are ill, and if that is the case, then academia in Ghana needs to also improve on their fund-seeking processes for research. And I can appreciate that he or she is outside the country, but the fact still remains. And I think that as somebody who believes in making decisions based on very well-researched papers, I think that our academics in this country are failing us. And that is why I'm also saying that going on the street as an academic to demonstrate or striking is the easy or lazy man's way of approaching this issue. And they might not like me for that, but I think that we need to be provocative and go to the conscience of our academics and tell them that they need to step up their game in the appropriate way so that we can base our decisions on very well-researched documents. And in that sense, I think...
So
yeah.
What do you make of the work done by people like Professor Sampini?
Now, I'm not discrediting his work.
Because that's also part of academia.
Yes, and that's why I'm saying that and he will be frustrated if he's a sole
We've had other
soldier.
I've even read others who have done research on the impact on food, agricultural produce. There's been I've read about three different ones.
Not enough.
So it's not. I'm saying
that's
it's not as
enough.
if it's not as if they are not doing anything. Even in the absence of that level of funding, in their own small way.
Oh, I will commend them, but you know, my work is to throw a challenge to our academics.
You want them to do more,
and they have to do more. They have to, and you know, and they also need to come out and talk, and not talk with just striking, because the silence through strike, I think, is not enough. Now, my other key thing is that.
So let me just let you hold on for a minute.
Okay.
We have Professor Ransford Jampo of UTAG on the line now. Good morning, Prof.
Oh, morning, Doc.
How are you doing?
I'm tired, but God is our strength.
You must be tired. I'm sure that you've granted about 20 interviews already from yesterday.
1 million.
Okay. Let's start off with yesterday. When I say you, I mean UTAG. You were on all fours with organized labor as far as the demands on government with respect to dealing with the menace of mining, the negative impact of mining on us was concerned. It appears that you have broken ranks because I hear UTAG speaking differently from the rest of organized labor. What's happening?
Please let us correct this. It's not the rest of organized labor.
Okay.
What happened yesterday was the decision of Joshua Ansah and the Bampu. They took a decision, and it's not the rest of the organized labor. Now I would explain. Okay. So I think a week today, Thursday, President invited Joshua Ansah and Bampu, and then I think a few others to a meeting during which, after we had said that we're going to go on strike on the 10th, effective since today, we're going to commence our industrial action. The President invited them to a meeting during which some proposals were outlined by the President about how he intends addressing the menace of Galamsey. Now, because we had given them marching orders to bring back to us everything that is discussed with them, they met us on Monday. On Monday, when they met with us, they outlined or they briefed us about what the President outlined for them in dealing with the menace. And the meeting unanimously decided that, look, these are not radical measures enough to end the Galamsey. What was the President saying? Number one, I'm going to partner you to fight Galamsey. What does that mean? Number two, I'm going to deploy soldiers to go there to fight them. So we've seen some before. Number three, I am going to set up 14 courts that would help to deal with issues of arrest of people involved in illegal mining. Number 4, I am going to repeal the mining and the LI that allow people to go into the forest to destroy it. Doctor, look at this. We are even talking about this. We so at one point in time gave the order to people to go to our forest to destroy it. Okay, the president says, I'm going to repeal that LI. And so these were the things that were outlined to us. Organized labor looked at them and felt that they were not enough. Some of us felt that, look, at least a temporary moratorium on mining, so that if for nothing, about a week or so, would enable the entire nation to have a kind of a national dialogue and conversation about what we all can do. You know that it isn't everybody who know the difference between legal and illegal mining. There are some people who mine and they are permitted by law to do so. But even those who mine and they are permitted by law to do so, there are so many infractions and infractions they do that undermine the integrity of our environment. And so, if you say a moratorium, then we'll be in a position to review the activities of all manner of mining in the country. We'll be in the position to say that even though you guys are legally even permitted to mine, there are things that you are not doing well that compromise the integrity of our environment and leave dangerous ecological footprints on our environment. And so you to streamline your activities. And then those who are doing things illegally, we can know what to tell them. And so we were calling for that show of seriousness. It didn't come. And so we felt that what the president had outlined, or what was outlined to by our leaders, weren't enough. And so we said that the strike action should still be in force. Then on Wednesday night, leaders called us again that, government has introduced enhanced proposals for dealing with Galamsey, and so we should go and listen. Enhanced proposals. Now, when we went there, it was a room of about 65 people. We went there, and then Joshua Ansah and Bampo said the media should excuse us, so the media left. Then we said, okay, come and brief us. Meanwhile, before then, all the 15 public universities had voted to be on strike effective today. So when I was leaving yesterday for the meeting, I had to notify my members that, look, government said we are told that enhanced proposals have been submitted to our leaders. And so we are going to listen to it. So brace yourself, because if we go and the proposals are truly enhanced proposals that will help in fighting the menace, then even though you may have overwhelmingly voted to go on strike, we may have to resign our decision. So I had to tell them. So they were expecting what was going to happen. Now, we went there, we drove out the media, and then Joshua Ansah came before us. As we sat down to listen, an outline of the enhanced proposals, he came with a speech that had already been prepared and signed. And then he started reading, government has done X, government has done Y, government has done Z, and so because of that, we feel the strike action should be suspended. So we drew his attention that we are not toddlers, we are not zombies, we are not uneducated people. We came here to listen to an outline of the enhanced proposals from the presidency or from the government about how Galamsey could be addressed. And you are reading an already prepared and signed statement to us. We don't know who prepared it for you. We don't know who helped you to prepare it and all that. So where from this statement? We took a session to this, and then he and Bampo and co apologized to us for doing that. So they put away that statement. And then they started, and we said, okay, so tell us, what are the new things that the government said it is going to be doing? Then they outlined the same things that had been outlined to us on Monday, which we had discussed and rejected. But to be fair, the only thing that they added which some of us felt were inconsequential and really not anything new, was that for the first time they mentioned the date. The date was to the effect that, Parliament reconvenes on the 15th. And so on the 15th, we would ask the minister to go to Parliament to table a motion for the withdrawal of the LI. That's the only thing that was different. The mere mention of the date 15th. And we are saying, that some of us were of the view that, well, if the 15th comes and the minister says, well, I am preparing to table that motion, he may be preparing in perpetuity. If it goes to Parliament, it will not be that once it goes to Parliament, suddenly Parliament stops everything that they are doing and then they will act. So our fear was that once these processes may be ongoing, some people may also be doing their own thing to compromise the integrity of our water bodies, behind the scenes. And so we felt that government had to do before besides them, we sit by them on a table, then they are saying things that are different. So these things have also led to a serious trust deficit in the kinds of things that they tell us that they will do. So we saw many of the things that were outlined as interventions that were just aimed at preventing us from striking to ensure they do what is right. And so whilst Joshua Ansah, whilst the meeting was ongoing, whilst they had outlined the kinds of things which we told them that they were the same things that were outlined to us on Monday, and so we couldn't accept them. Others also got up to speak their mind. We were in the process. It's a meeting of about 65 people. Just about 5 people had spoken. And out of the 5, I could tell you that the majority of them were of the view that, look, these things are the same things that you are outlining to us, and so we should be careful. We were not done. Then the Bampo calls in the media. And once the media gets in, you cannot talk. Bampo calls in the media. I say, come, please come. The media got there, and then they just got up and read the already prepared speech that had been signed, which we had rejected, and we had told them we take exception from. They read that speech to them. And so for the first time, while they were doing that, then people started walking out. It was rancorous, it was acrimonious, insulting, and all that. People just walked out, and then they left. This is how we take our decision. When we go for meeting, we pray, we sing patriotic songs, and we chant organized labor songs. When we are done with the meeting, we are together. We pray over it, we sing patriotic songs, and then we chant our anthems and all that, and we all live together. But this one, the meeting was in session, and somebody called in the media and read what had already been prepared in his bedroom to the media. And so I had to go to also update my people about what had happened. And they said, well, if organized labor or the leaders of organized labor would want to go this route and abandon the fight like this, then so be it. But for UTAG, we would want to remain the conscience of the nation. We'll do what is right. So that is what happened. It was not a decision that was taken by organized labor. It was something that had already been prepared, and we wanted to read. We caught them. We drew their attention. They apologized. The meeting was in session. It was rancorous. There was no consensus. Then they called in the media and read what they had already prepared. And this is not what the meeting decided. And whatever they read, it did not even factor some of the interventions and suggestions that had been made. They just read it. That's all. That's all about what happened.
Right. Now, Prof, at the end of August, when organized labor made those demands on government and gave government a 1-month ultimatum to deal with the issues, organized labor was specific in terms of what it wanted government to do. And these 4 were outlined. One had to do with the revocation of the LI. I think the second one had to do with the declaration of a state of emergency around the river bodies and forest reserves. And then we also had the issue of the setting up of the special courts to deal with these issues. And I think there's a 4th one that appears to have escaped me. Now, these were specific demands that were made of government by organized labor. Now, organized labor met with their interministerial committee, and then after that, they actually issued a statement at the end of September, indicating that you were going to go on a strike action from the 10th. Okay. Now, when you said that you were going to go ahead with a strike action, organized labor also indicated that, well, the ball was in the court of government. I mean, government has to accede to their demands, and once those demands are met, there will be no need for a strike action. From the statement issued by organized labor, it appears that it is convinced that the revocation of the LI, that the president has directed the minister responsible for lands and natural resources to submit a memo for the revocation when Parliament reconvenes on Tuesday, October 15. The redeployment of military and other law enforcement agencies to flush out illegal miners from water bodies and forest reserves, and that the military is now supporting the forest guards of the Forestry Commission to protect the forest reserves. The government is working with the judiciary, and they've already established 14 dedicated courts, 7 high courts and 7 circuit courts to handle illegal mining cases, and they're collaborating with organized labor and other stakeholders to fight illegal mining. Government has asked organized labor to nominate representatives to be part of the stakeholders committee to fight illegal mining, and also government supporting the call by organized labor for all presidential candidates to sign a pact. They believe that per these commitments or these assurances, government has acceded to organized labor's demands.
No, my doc, they are just not being honest and truthful. These same things that they said they are convinced about, they were the very things that were outlined to us on Monday, just this Monday that has passed. So government said it is going to do X, Y, Z, and we say we are not happy about that. Then on Wednesday, government comes with the same X, Y, Z, and then some people say we are certainly happy about that. What do you think we'll be doing to ourselves in terms of our ability to and our competencies in analyzing situations and analyzing issues? So they were the same things. And look, even if the two who lead or who led felt that they were convinced, wasn't it also part of leadership for them to carry all on board? Why did they get to the meeting with an already prepared and signed statement? And why didn't they allow the meeting to buy into what they had already prepared and signed? So please, it is never the case. I do not accept this as a decision of organized labor. I'm sure you may have been told NAT, NAGRAT, and other labor unions came there. They were angry. They boycotted. They left the meeting. The meeting never ended. So if the meeting did not end, by what means are you able to do a conclusion and communicate the same conclusion to the press? So it was never a decision of organized labor. It was a decision of some two people.
Okay, Prof. But as we speak, with the exception of UTAG, what you describe as a decision by two people appears to be in effect.
Well, it appears to be in effect because people were not allowed to talk. And then number two, it isn't everybody, it isn't every labor union leader who is able to stand and as a cloud, as a conviction to be able to mobilize his people to ensure that the right thing is done. And so many of the union leaders look up to the TUC and the CLOSAC men to shape their directions and actions. As I speak to you, I can forward to you the number of messages from individual labor unions that are being sent to some of us commending what we are doing. And last night, some of them were saying we should form a concerned labor union association. Some of them, they said, no, given the way things are going, let us all come together and then have our own union too. And so they are not happy. But like I said, some of them, they look up to Bampo and Yushwansa for direction. And they cannot speak publicly. So they are doing things behind. I will not lie to you. Some called yesterday, said we are not happy what is going on. Can we partner? Can we all come together to have a concerned labor union? And that will be different from the existing one. And we said it's something that is worth exploring. And they can give that kind of bogus leadership. But when it comes to UTAG, my people, they have a mind of their own. They subject everything to critical analysis and all that. So they can lead the rest astray. But UTAG, we have a track record of having fought and gotten results. We're the ones who fought the very antiquated and obnoxious public university bill and ensured that it was garbaged. And we achieved our aim. And so all others can choose not to stand to be counted. By UTAG, we would want to be counted as part of those who can be described as the voices of reason and the conscience of Ghana.
So, Prof, let's now focus on UTAG, which appears to be the last man standing. What does it mean for the ordinary Ghanaian? If you say UTAG is on strike, what does it mean?
Well, as of yesterday, our decision was a total withdrawal of our service. It's about teaching, essential teaching and research. And we are saying that we will not teach, we will not do research. And so the university will not be reopened, and we shut down the public universities and ensure that it serves as enough pressure on government to do what we think will be needful. And it is important that we put it out there that it is not, we are not excited, we are not happy about going on strike, but sometimes it becomes the only thing we can do to ensure that the right thing is done. And so if we can get government to firm up some of the things it wants to do, if we can get government to at least place a moratorium on mining so we can all have some form of national conversation about it and discuss the way forward, it will be good for all of us. We are not excited at all. The university was supposed to be opened about 2 weeks ago, but the administrators and other unions were on strike, so it was not, we were not able to open. But we are told we are likely to open next week, and then UTAG is also on strike. We are not excited about it. And so we'll be happy if government would come out with more strengthened interventions that, in our view, would make sense. And in that case, then we'll be excited and happy to say that we'll partner government to ensure the right thing is done. And to those who behind the scenes are always saying that, look, the timing is wrong and you want us to go lose an election, I think they are not politically smart. They should go and they easily say that it was because of Galamsey, that's the fight against Galamsey, that's why they lost some of their constituencies in Galamsey or mining areas. They should go and look at the data well. They should look at what their parliamentarians had and what the President Akufo-Addo had and do a proper analysis. And they will know that they are not doing the right analysis. I believe that the President, if he means well and if he's interested in the electoral fortunes of his party, he can turn things around. Ghanaians are dying. You don't want it to be part of your legacy by saying that when people were dying and when our water bodies were being destroyed, I was the one who acted to save the situation. And you think that we would all not applaud you? And so it is not about hatred or a deliberate action to make a government unpopular and to strengthen the hands of the opposition. Far from that. But I keep asking myself, what is the value of money if you don't have health? What is the relevance of political power if you don't have life to be able to lord it over people, to be able to govern? I think human life and human health first. All other things become secondary. So I will urge them respectfully that they should let us put in place other concrete and more proactive interventions that we would all see that look, they show a little bit more of seriousness. And I will support them. At the end of the day, we would all be able to guarantee that we have done enough to maintain the sanctity of our water bodies and our environment, and we would all be happy.
So Prof, just for clarity, what are the specific things that UTAG would want to see government do to enable you rescind this decision? Hello, Prof.
Hello, Doc.
Yes. So I was trying to get some clarity here. I was asking what the specific issues are from the UTAG point of view now that you are, as they say on the street, on your own. What are your specific demands? What are the things that you expect from government, the specifics, for which reason you will reconsider your decision?
You see, everything that government has said it wants to do, there are things that we believe, if done, would help fight galamsey and illegal mining. We are not so much, like I said, interested in sustaining a strike action just for the fun of it. So, if in addition to all that government wants to say, or government has said it will do, I think the major thing that would help all of us will be the seriousness shown by an announcement of a moratorium on illegal on mining. Once that happens, it opens the gate for all of us to go in to participate meaningfully and effectively as to what can feasibly be done to address the problem and what cannot be done. You know, we had asked for a state of emergency, a withdrawal of the LI and all that. And we're told that when the president met with organized labor, the president pleaded that, look, as for state of emergency, we cannot go there. And I'm told the president explained. And since we are not just asking things just for the fun of it, the leaders who went to that meeting felt that maybe the president's explanation made a lot of sense, that they may not want to declare a state of emergency. But if you wouldn't declare a state of emergency, at least announce a certain temporary moratorium. And then for us, that would make everybody know that you are now serious. Then we can go on to then discuss that things that we demand that they are done.
Has government reached out to you since yesterday?
Oh, before the meeting last night, some tried to speak to some of us, but we're going to have a meeting, so we didn't have much time to talk. But this morning, I've been on my phone from 6 a.m. up to now. And so the calls are coming, but I've not had time to even see who is calling. And I don't know, my national leaders have also not told me whether there's been any governmental contact to them. But the point must be made. We are not the type of leaders who respond to every call that comes. If you make a call to us, we'll sit down and weigh it. If it is going to help address our concerns, we'll attend. If it's just a call for the sake of it, we are not interested in those types of calls.
All right, Prof, let me thank you for your time this morning. It's a running story, so we obviously will stay in touch and keep in touch and deal with any developments that arise out of this current impasse. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll take a break. When we return, we'll continue with our panel, and then we also will be speaking with Dr. Ken Ashibe.
Do you know someone who's making a difference in your community? Someone whose selfless actions and dedication to helping others deserves recognition? Then it's time to celebrate these incredible individuals.
Sample the 1-minute video of your nominees project on 055-141-1122. Deadline for nominations is 18th October 2024, so don't waste time. Nominate your hero now.
MTN Heroes of Change. Be the change you wish to see.
Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800-177-177 or 0302-245-906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Choose the perfect prize for you every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes, all to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot.
Using Koa Mixture, Koa Plus Mixture, and Koa MT Mixture, brought to you by Koa Research and Manufacturing Limited Company, proudly made in Ghana. Formulated to support your general well-being. For those seeking immune system support, there is Koa Plus Mixture. Support your body's defenses and stay strong. When it comes to combating malaria, Koa MT Mixture will aid your treatments. For effective relief from malaria symptoms, try Koa MT Mixture. Koa Mixture, Koa Plus Mixture, and Koa MT Mixture are not recommended for pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children under 12 years. Always take a malaria test before using Koa MT Mixture. Choose Koa Mixture, Koa Plus Mixture, and Koa MT Mixture for your health needs. Available now at pharmacies nationwide. For bulk purchases, contact 0244 726611 or 0591 565 778. This advert is
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fair missy way.
The patch of Bantama.
Matias.
Sense of cycle.
It's her smile. The fresh breath.
Me Jidi say we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind. Cal 360 toothpaste.
That's Kia. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector. Onim jom kasan. Kile kosen. Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will see so feeling kika when you know Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Now let me tell you why you should choose Safari Valley
as your conference destination.
The new conference building combines modern amenities with the tranquility of nature, providing the perfect backdrop for your next seminar and corporate retreat.
The only conference destination with so many activities. You don't have to travel to visit your tennis club, the gym, or the stables. They have it all.
Enjoy this rooftop viewing deck, basking in the sunlight with the sight of wild animals roaming freely in their natural habitat.
At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
It's a unique experience that sparks creativity and rejuvenates the mind.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Hey, what's up?
How far with your internship?
To be honest, I'm so nervous about starting this new role on Monday.
Oh, please. I know you'll be great at it. You should be worried about what benefits they have. Example, do they have health insurance?
I doubt they will have that for interns. But no shaking. I have NHIS already.
After you son a line, ting.
Ina, look at you. What are you going to do in your office when you can just download their app to register for an NHIS membership?
Yes, my people. You heard right. You can now download and register your membership on my NHIS app. No long queues or tedious paperwork. All you need is your Ghana card to register for yourself and for others. Once you register, you get a new digital NHIS card on your phone. My NHIS app gives you access to credentialed health facilities and services across the country. NHIS covers over 95% of disease conditions in Ghana. Access to healthcare just got easier.
Now let me sign up quickly. Please, Seth, I'm starting work next month.
Hello. My name is Roland Walker. I'm here at Coastal Park. It's one of the many courts belonging to estate masters, and they are into service plots, property management, and luxury homes. And just in case you want to make that decision to invest into a landed property, estate masters is the right choice to make. If it is from an indenture, a site plan, you want it also barcoded, all is available. You might have heard about Chopoli. It's where we have the next cottage of estate masters. It is not only one of the thriving, but the most inviting landed property site for you also to invest in. We encourage you, do invest in the next cottage at Chopoli. It is just close to the yet to be demarcated airport. That also will be a valuable property for you to invest in.
How can we solve the unemployment crisis in Ghana? Yes, Massa.
By using the formula 133.
Can you expatiate?
Say, this simply means 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. That is the Mahama 24-hour economy policy. Under this policy, businesses will be given tax incentives, cheaper electricity, financial support, and security support services to encourage them to work 24/7 by adopting 3 work shifts of 8 hours each. This will triple job opportunities in the country. This policy will boost production, increase productivity, and generate well-paying jobs in all participating businesses and public organizations. Ejumanu Obi Afeyebi.
Excellent. The 24-hour policy will be a game changer.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Still with me on the show, I have Dr. Adumaku Kisi and Alhaji Nusa Hussaini. But with Betway, you're guaranteed to get more chances to play. Betway's Pick Your Prize lets you choose your preferred promotion to make the perfect sports bet every week, from payout boost to cashback. Plus, you also stand a chance to choose your own prize, from vouchers to electronics and a grand prize of an airline ticket. Visit betway.com.gh to find out more. Terms and conditions apply. This is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway, get way more. And enjoying the fruits of your labor is as important as enjoying the mansions of your labor. The pains of climbing the stairs when not exercising could be challenging irrespective of your age, but worry no more. Lift and elevators have got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. It's a simple self-supported elevator for both homes and offices, and guess what? It can lift your goods too. Wheelchairs can fit in, and they come in 3 custom-made models. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days. Visit Lift and Elevators at Sakuman or just call them on 0200535515 or send a mail to elevatorsgh@gmail.com for consultations and the best solutions in easy vertical movements. Okay, so I'm getting quite a lot of messages from academia. Now this one says that please, there are over 50 academic publications on Galamsey. I have personally reviewed some of them. Where is the nexus between those publications and policy? Doc should focus on the policy level. There is enough evidence on the impact of Galamsey on the soil, water, forest, food security, etc. All right. Yes, Salaji.
Thank you, Randy, and good morning to our viewers. And it's quite some time that I've met my good friend, Adumako Kisei. I mean, sometimes when I listen to him, I mean, on this that he's not controversial, it comes out more as a social democrat than a liberal democrat. And today I'm just surprised that he's gone the tangent of putting the blame on academia.
I haven't put the blame on academia.
Now, so Kisi, let me tell you as a matter of fact that we are where we are because of the catastrophic, disastrous, and total failure of policy and leadership on small-scale mining. That has brought us to where we are. Indeed, when Ken Asrigbe and the media coalition against illegal mining took on the fight, I mean, they were making inroads. They were galvanizing communities to stand up against illegal miners. They were drawing attention to the devastating consequences of unregulated mining. They drew the attention of the Minerals Commission to their role in ensuring sustainable and responsible mining. And they were winning souls, including other civil society organizations. That was when His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo jumped on the bandwagon. Remember, Adumako, your party did not have anything on fighting illegal mining in their 2016 manifesto. Absolutely nothing. And so when the media coalition against illegal mining took on the fight, Nana Akufo-Addo, the president, saw an advantage and a platform to ride to, save an image that was fast becoming mired in controversy. So to be able to do that, he declared that he was putting his presidency on the line. But that has turned out to be a grandstanding because he's never put his presidency on the line when in fighting illegal small-scale mining. We need to understand that what we are being faced with is an existential threat. And Adwaku, my good friend, you don't need publications to understand and acknowledge the fact that illegal small-scale mining is wreaking havoc on this country. I mean, you are in Parliament. In 2020, just before I left Parliament, the European Union has sounded a warning that our cocoa beans that we were exporting to the EU were failing, or somehow just managed to pass the sanitary and phytosanitary conditions that are placed on imports into the EU. Meaning there were chemicals and substances found in our cocoa beans which were threatening the economic foundation of this country. And the European Union was not prepared to put itself in a situation where they will vicariously imbibe and be responsible for our mess in this country. Now, just recently, I saw a publication that was saying that yams have also been attacked by the hard substances that are found in the small-scale mining sector and the pollution of our water bodies. But it's a known fact. And Edwako, even in the early 1970s, if you knew of Obuasianka, Obuasianka was sweet then because of the oranges taking in the chemicals, sipping the chemicals into the oranges and changing the taste of the orange. So there is enough evidence to show that if you don't control either the use of chemicals on the mining sites or control illegal small-scale mining, there will be, total destruction. And we are seeing it, total destruction of the environment. Now, again, the president has not been very forthright with the people of this country. I listened to him 2 days ago when he was struggling to make a distinction between illegal mining and Galamsey. There is no such distinction. There's no such distinction. Now, mining can only be legal. All other forms of mining, which is not premised on a license, is illegal mining. So even if our ancestors were doing what they call gather and sell, which is Galamsey, that activity cannot be done today without a license. So what people are simply saying is that any activity that impacts the environment ought to be reined in to stop the perpetuation of this havoc on the nation. And the president should not hide under political expediency to try to draw a distinction, a non-existent distinction between illegal mining and Galamsey. Any activity that is not licensed is illegal. And that is why the EPA Act says that if we're going to do any act, not only mining, any activity that potentially impacts the environment, you need a permit to do that. And so, Mr. President, I'm sorry, whoever informed you and educated you on the difference between illegal mining and Galamsey has done you a great disservice. Has just exposed you as not knowing what the impact of small-scale mining, illegal small-scale mining is. Now, then the labor, when organized labor said they were satisfied with what the conditions or steps taken by the president to stop the menace and the havoc of Galamsey, and then decided the revocation of the LI 2462. I said, how on earth can organized labor believe that this is something that can curb small-scale mining? Randy, have they forgotten of what we call accrued rights? Have they forgotten of Article 3 of the Constitution? That the revocation will not have retroactive effect. Have they forgotten that? And that what we are complaining about, what the organized labor is complaining about, is the fact that people have been given licenses to mine in forest reserves. And that is depleting our forest cover and destroying the environment. If you send a memo to Parliament to revoke LI 2462, that memo, that revocation will not have retroactive effect. That is why you must understand the basis for the call of the state of emergency. That when a state of emergency is declared, then there is a suspension of rights.
Explain this bit again.
When a state of emergency is
explain this bit from the issue of the withdrawal and your linkage to the state of emergency.
What I'm saying is simple. Now, because LI 2462 was passed
several years ago.
2 years, 2 years ago, people took advantage.
It was 2022.
2023. Actually, last year. Okay. Yeah. People took advantage of the law, the legal regime, to apply for permits to mine in forest reserves. And because there was a law that allowed the minister to grant those permits, Those permits haven't been granted. Those who applied for the permits acquired rights under the Act. Okay? A revocation of LI 2462 will not operate retroactively. And so, laws are only prospective, not retroactive. And so, why we are where we are in terms of the destruction of the forest cover is because LI 2462 was passed. If you revoke it, it will revoke the past grants. That is why you need a state of emergency to suspend the activity.
So how then do you rope in those who have already enjoyed or benefited from the existence of the law?
Who have acquired rights under the law.
Yes.
How do you deal with them?
Yes.
State of emergency.
State of emergency. And I was...
You can't cancel?
You cancel with
Judgment debt.
Judgment debt, damages. Because they have got rights. So, and then the law is so clear. Article 31 is so clear on the declaration of state of emergency.
What does it say?
It says that the president may, acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State, by proclamation in the Gazette, declare that a state of emergency exists in Ghana or in any part of Ghana for the purpose of the provisions of this constitution. And when he so declares, he must state the facts. When he declares 7 days, so if Labour is saying declare state of emergency, they're not saying declare in perpetuity. They're saying that we need some break to reconfigure how we deal.
So the point is that if government says it is committed to revoking the LI, what it stands to mean is that government believes that the LI does not serve the interest of this country.
Yes.
At the moment.
If government believes that,
yes,
then must government not take steps to ensure that even those who it has granted some rights under that law do not benefit from the law?
Government will not take, that's where the importance of civil society and media like you come to play. Who did government grant those rights to? So government will not on its own, and that is why Nana Akufo-Addo is not promising organized labor that it will revoke those licenses. Because who did it grant those licenses to? And it is left to the media and civil society and academia to say, no, this does not comprehensively deal with the matter. And to comprehensively deal with the matter, this is how we think it should go. And that is what they are doing. And we must all understand it. Because you see, Randy, today as we speak, and I'm happy the doctor is here. Doctor, at the renal center, we are between 200, Kulebu, we are between 200 and 300 patients. Look at the financial burden on the public purse. At a point we have had to say that those people should do what? Should bear the cost of their treatment. 200, 300 people. Nationally, we have less than 2,000 people. Do you know what Galamsey is doing? It's increasing the numbers.
I mean, we're able to close down the renal center over 4 million cities.
Yes, over 4 million cities.
And this is even a situation where you have a private company, First Sky,
yes,
taking care of about 40% of the patients.
Of the patients. So now, you see why they are asking for a moratorium, a ban. You link it to our finances, that hard substances are being used on the Galamsey sites, on the illegal mining sites. And those hard substances are finding its way into human bodies, manifesting in the birth of deformed babies.
Well, our interest, and when I say our, okay, so I've held this opinion for over 20 years, that I think Ghana's biggest problem is not illiteracy. Ghana's biggest problem is not illiteracy. Ghana's biggest problem is dysfunctional literacy. Dysfunctional literacy is Ghana's biggest problem, not illiteracy. Now, you would realize that in discussing this issue, you see, you've taken it from this angle. You would see that what many people put out, intellectuals, is about the importance of mining as far as the economy is concerned. The kind of hole that we will find this economy in. So in speaking about place a moratorium, have a ban, do this, where people are quick to inform us about the important place of mining as far as our economy is concerned, and how our economy will be completely dead if we were to take any action as far as mining is concerned. And it's like a tunnel vision approach to this thing. So just look at it from one way. It contributed to 40% of our entire days. Without mining, the CD would have been at 27 cedis, the dollar.
So I think you now appreciate my point that, and academics should understand me. What I'm saying is that they should be loud. Maybe increase their
there are, but it is also no. I think that it's also me. It's also myself and my colleagues. What we amplify, what we put out as important. You know how interested we are in some of this so-called hard, complex, difficult subject and analysis. That's the problem.
Randy, I have no qualms with people talking about the value of mining. I have no qualms. Because all of us sitting here, in fact, we are benefiting from mining. You're just even sitting here. This is from Kowloon. Can only be mined. Our watches can only be from mining. Your bracelet can only be from mining. So we have no difficulty. Our cell phones are from mining. So you can have qualms with difficulties with mining. The difficulties we have is that it's not done responsibly. That's the problem. And that it can be done responsibly.
The point I'm even making is that, you see, this one-sided, I'm being very careful in choosing my words. You know, I thought that you do a cost-benefit analysis. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Nobody is interested in, let me not say nobody, but the people who speak about the so-called positives are not interested in balancing it against the cost.
So, Randy,
of the negative effects.
In anything that you have to do in mining, you have to do a cost-benefit analysis. And that is why...
Impact assessment.
Economic and social impact assessment. And that is why the law mandates a potential miner to conduct a public engagement.
I mean, 2 weeks ago, we were happy to splash on the front pages of the top dailies in this country, the fact that UAE has given us 30 million euros to do something with respect to climate. How much do we, as a country, ourselves, spend on greening Ghana? How much do we spend on greening Ghana? Going to plant fresh trees.
And
you understand? And then we have the ones that
have been there since generations.
And let me add one thing.
So let me finish and then. So you see, you again, as a medical doctor, I like to bring this practicality so that we all understand. When a medical doctor injects a patient with a substance that turns out to be harmful to the
first do no harm.
First do no harm. It turns to be harmful to the patient. That doctor will be liable to what? Damages.
Prosecution.
Negligence.
Negligence. That's what I've written. Negligence.
Huge lawsuit.
Now we ourselves as a people are injecting ourselves with chemicals that can potentially wipe us off this planet. And the leadership of this country is complicit.
EPA.
It's not doing, when I say leadership,
no, I understand.
Yes, it's not doing anything to protect us. Will we be wrong if we say that we can vicariously hold the leadership, the government of this country, responsible for this criminal damage that is being done to us? So you see, there are problems. And I see that government is playing a long game with organized labor. It's a long game, you know. You know it's a long game. Government has less than 60 days to go. Less than 60. And so,
all right. So one of the things I love about this program, and I think that's what has pushed me to be doing this for
coming every day
for almost 23 years.
Yes.
I mean, 8th January will be 23 years.
Yes.
It's the varied backgrounds of the people who have been part of this show all this while.
Yeah,
subscribe to it.
Very high, low, everybody.
Yes.
But now, I'm sure that all of you know Emeritus Professor Ivan Adai-Mensah.
Yes, I know him. I know very well.
The former Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana.
Yes.
He's also a chemist.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
He says, what was the Honorable Dr. MP saying about academics not publishing? What was his statistical basis? If government has studied and taken action on just the publications from the Academy of Arts and Sciences and the CSIR alone, not to mention the universities during only the past 8 years, will not be where we are now. These publications and their implications are made known to the government through policy briefs. Most of the time, the government does not even acknowledge receipt. I get very sad when people who should know better make such statements. And this is from Emeritus Professor Ivan Adai-Mensah, former Vice Chancellor of the Then, I have another one from Professor Martin Otina Bebio. Okay.
I've triggered the war
It says,
with academia.
I guess the Honorable MP stands the risk of exposing his... okay. It says, at the University of Ghana, for example, we have a consortium of lecturers researching and publishing solely on mining. I can give him free copies. This is from Professor Martin Otina Bebio.
So I tell you again, so when I was in ministry, and then there's evidence. So, in fact, what is the basis of when they call by organized labor for government to do something? It's not on the basis of evidence.
Yes.
Yeah, so there is evidence. It's not, and
In fact,
again,
government does not dispute the
the
evidence.
evidence.
Yes.
So
I'll let you know.
So we must get that one right. It's on the basis of evidence of destruction of our natural resources. When I was the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wanted to reclaim the soil, degraded lands, we contacted a lot of academia, scientists and people who were interested in helping us reclaim the soil. I spoke particularly to Professor Abdullahi Salfo, the former Director General of Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. He said, Minister, I think the only thing that we can grow on the recovered or reclaimed lands, if we do reclaim them, will be industrial things. But we can't grow things that we will consume. And he cited example that we could only grow rubber on those lands, because even the rubber will have traces of, but because we don't consume rubber, we won't ingest those chemicals. So there's evidence. There's evidence. So I'm not surprised academia is responding to what you have said. And again, constitutionally, academic research does not operate to prevent academics from public or civil manifestations. So the fact that even if there were no publications, that itself cannot operate to prevent them from manifesting their discontent about the way government is responding to an obviously difficult situation.
I'll wait and
so for me, I think that it was. Then if you see, Randy. So I looked at the government release, and I said, this is superficial, very superficial, because what indeed is government talking about? And when I read to number 4, I said, this is ludicrous. Every government, and when the president swears to an oath of office, he swears to uphold
and
defend the Constitution and the laws of this country. If a government that has sworn, a president who has sworn, and when I say government and president, use them interchangeably, I'm doing that because of Article 58 and 259, 295, which defines executive authority as government. Now, if a president has sworn, in the case of Nana Akufo-Addo, on the Bible, to uphold and defend the laws of this country, and Act 703, as amended, is part of the laws of this country, and Act 703 makes illegal mining an offense, and government is now calling on all political parties to sign an act to commit to fighting illegal mining. That can only be described, in my humble opinion, as a dereliction of duty. It's a dereliction of duty. Because why did you swear on the Bible to uphold the laws of this country? The laws of this country says you can't do illegal mining. And the president says, oh, I've been defeated in my fight against illegal mining. I want all political parties to sign a communique, a memorandum to commit to fighting. All political parties and all presidents of this country have an obligation, a duty, to fight illegalities, uphold the laws of this country. Mr. President, I'm sorry, you are dead wrong on that aspect. Demonstrate that you are using the mandate given you by the people of this country, and that you are committed to your presidential oath.
I mean, did we need all political parties to sign up before the implementation of free SHS? Did we need all political parties?
Can I respond a bit?
So this is shamefully political.
Did we need all political parties to sign up before the setting up of the office of Speaker?
So let me just conclude. Conclude.
Okay.
Look, trust is about timing, and you must trust your timing. Professor Jamfo, people have said that it's too close to elections for Labour to be doing this. But what is the best time to do that? The best time to do it is now. It's now. Now, and I have said on other platforms, yes, we know that MPP government has failed because it set a high bar and has failed to meet that bar. They admit that they have failed, except that they are saying that they're coming back to do better. How they can convince us that they're coming back to do better, I don't know. But they have failed. Now, and I've said, the president still has 2 months to leave a lasting legacy that he will be remembered for. His advisors must advise him well. They're not advising him well. 1, the president must leave the seat of government with a united Ghana. And then we can say that this is a president, when he left, Ghana was still united. That's a legacy you can leave. The president can leave office with with an attempt to fight Galamsey, conscious, sincere attempt to fight Galamsey. He had 2 months is a little too short to achieve anything meaningful. But like Macbeth said, like Shakespeare said in Macbeth, the attempt and not the deed confronts us. It's the attempt to fight it and not the fighting it that we must look at. What is he doing to fight illegal small-scale mining? Okay, if he does it well, people will say, oh, well, it's just that he started late. What he has done, or what he started late, if he had started it earlier, you would have done better. 3, Mr. President, this canker will affect your children. You are far advanced in age. It will affect your children and your children's children. If you do natural resource accounting, there is no way that we as a people and our leadership can be so irresponsible when we are confronted with the evidence. When we are confronted with the evidence. Go in the air. Mr. President, take your helicopter and fly in the air around the Galamsey sites, and you will see the scourge on the conscience.
Yeah, well spoken, admittedly, but let me. I think one key thing I didn't say that there wasn't evidence. My key thing was to provocate our academics to be, let me say, maybe probably a bit more loud in their work they're doing. And I think that amplifying whatever research work is there and then still add it on, because I believe that, most of the time as students of politics and students of everything policy-wise, unfortunately, sometimes you need to quadruple revisit matters for the people to appreciate exactly what, let me say, the academics or the technical men have discovered. And I say this as an encouragement to academics. I was happy that one admitted that the funding of academic research is woefully inadequate. And I think that I'm encouraging them to find powerful ways and means to secure more funding, to write more, and to really amplify the findings so that it will swamp, let me say, policymakers, because I don't speak just for myself based on my knowledge. I speak also in addition to their voices, so that others would appreciate the gravity or enormity of the challenges. And that this is what my submission was. But I'm happy, based on my small submission, many professorial people have, as it is, been triggered to add their voices to this matter. And I'll conclude on saying that there's never going to be ever enough research on the impact or the adverse impact of mining on the Ghanaian soil. In concluding, I think that certainly sometimes these things come down to approaches and perspective and way of dealing with issues. And I really think that what has become very obvious is that even our educational curriculum has to really make room for a lot of education of our masses on the adverse impact of galamsey. Because when you look at some of the videos of the boys who are engaged or the girls who are engaged in the use of mercury, it is so obvious that they themselves, to a large extent, are not appreciating the dangers with regards to the use of mercury and the fact that their own lives are at stake. And I think that based on even my practice of medicine, sometimes a patient will come to you very sick of an illness, and when you even explain to your patient, they can't appreciate what they are going through. And I think it is largely due to, one, this dysfunctional illiteracy that you're talking about. But I really think that today has been, remarkable in terms of how we've handled this matter. But one thing I'll add to all of this is that I really believe that the commitment largely rests on all of us and also policymakers. And I think that, striking alone won't solve these illnesses. And I really think that more certainly needs to be done on both parts. And I also would hammer that key point that this is not a political issue only. We need to rise up above this as a country and deal with it in a very firm manner, without necessarily politicizing it. And I think we should all be very committed to this, to end it. Because our water bodies, certainly, water is life. And I also want to add one thing. I really think that Ghana Water Company is struggling. And whether we like it or not, based on some of the pictures I've seen, in terms of Koforidia's water treatment plant, in terms of Wager, and even before this issue of galamsey, we were not getting enough water in Accra for the population we have. And I think that by way of adding my voice, I think that we need to certainly ramp up on our water treatment sites in this country as a national security issue. Because if we're not careful in the next few months, not years, in the next few months, the ordinary water to our homes will need quadruple filtration before we can drink. So I'm with you, and I think that we just need to be more loud in terms of the findings, and get the ordinary people who are actually involved in Galamsey to appreciate the challenges. And about the legal bit, I've said this before, and others were of a different opinion, but I think our judges also need to be very vexed in the environmental impact of Galamsey, so that when people are brought for prosecution, they need to be firm on the fines that they award these illegal companies, so that they pay and pay heavily. I think that the legal arm in this country, maybe I can't encourage them to be doing lawsuits, but I think we're almost reaching the point where some legal practitioners need to also, add their voice, not necessarily just going after government, but entities that are found to be culpable. And I would hope that these are other ways of changing the narrative. I think when and I'm not citing Anglo Gold, but when some of these companies are gone after with very huge fines, others will follow suit.
So while not holding brief for the courts, you need to understand that the laws, all laws that we have passed in this country, have regulated the discretion of the judges. So the law, the judges sitting in court can only pass sentence based on facts that you have submitted to support the charge that you have brought against that person.
They can even do that.
So if, for instance, we got a case at the lands ministry where somebody was arrested for engaging in illegal activities, Galamsey, encouraging people to go onto the Galamsey sites. When he was arrested, did they charge him for breaching Act 703? Did they charge him that? They said he was defrauding by false pretenses. And you know that false pretenses, the sentence is way lower than violating the provisions of Act 703. So the executive decided in this case, because that person was a special assistant to the minister or was working at the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, they decided to charge him with a lesser offense. What do you expect the judges to do? To substitute the charge sheet? So you see, let's call a spade a spade. If you approach a half-hearted, if you take a half-hearted approach to fighting this menace, the menace will thrive. Then we all know, then we should run away from that fact that we are failing in this fight because those we have put in charge of protecting the environment are those perpetuating this havoc on the nation. So who arrested?
To some extent.
They say many a times.
Many a times. Yes.
If a problem remains unresolved,
yes,
then those who are supposed to be the solution to the problem are the problem.
Are the problem. And Randy and Professor Jampo alluded to that. And I've heard the MPP projectics say that because Nana Akufo-Addo was fighting Galamsey, that's why the MPP lost.
I haven't said that.
You have not said that, as I have said many. It's not true.
Dysfunctional literacy.
It's dysfunctional literacy. You know, between 2017 and 2018, there was a total ban on small-scale mining. You know that?
Which didn't yield much.
That was the beginning of the destruction of the environment. They just flipped the coin.
That's why I said that Chicago...
They flipped the coin and allowed the people who were
the Chicago.
Erastus Donko.
Yes.
Who's
the reporter who has to do that.
The number one journalist when it comes to these environmental things. Yeah. He says that, look, the people in those communities were not upset with government because of the ban. They were upset because they were stopped only for
it was a punishment.
Only for people with links to government to rather do
Thank you so very much. I as a former minister had that evidence that it's just a flip, and the evidence was buttressed and upheld by the fact that between 2017 and 2018, when there was a total ban on illegal mining at the small-scale mining sector, or small-scale mining, a ban, total ban on small-scale mining, whether legal or illegal, that was the period Ghana exported the highest amount of gold from the small-scale mining sector. How did that happen?
All right.
So the reverse, like I said, with the Chicago experience of banning alcohol sale, I mean, that's almost similar.
Okay, so Dr. Engineer Ken Ashigbe, I don't know how he still gets the energy to continue with this fight. It's with the media coalition against Galamsey. Now it's the Ghana coalition against Galamsey. No longer media. It's grown beyond the media. And they say that they are unsatisfied. They are dissatisfied. There are unmet demands. In fact, they are livid. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Randy. Yes, we actually are livid because we're people who are being poisoned. We're people who were losing our livelihoods, you know, in the waters. The fishers, the farmers are losing their livelihoods. There's a baby that was born with 6 limbs without any genitalia. When the PM was done, the level of heavy metal toxicity that was in there is unbelievable. So when we're set and we don't treat this thing with the urgency that it requires, and when we hear people wanting to put politics, you know, at the beginning of it, wanting to put the next elections, in August 2024, the turbidity of your water at a treatment plant, which the WHO asks to be 5 NTUs, is 14,000 NTUs. Your water that used to be treated with alum, no more is treated with alum, it's treated with polymer. Polymer is a chemical that is used in treating wastewater. And it's wastewater that is being treated for you to drink. And you don't think we should...
Engineer.
Yes, sir.
I beg you, please. Just repeat what you just said about the water treatment.
Water, the WHO standard is 5 NTUs, which you treat to below 5 NTU, below 1 NTU. So at your intake point, you should be getting turbidity of around 5 NTUs, which you then treat and process to less than 1 NTU. So if you take the Sexual Human Water Treatment Plant, for example, the design API for NTUs is 500. Ghana Water has pushed it to 2,000. But in August, Ghana Water was reporting 14,000 NTUs. And as I was saying, you know, Ghana Water in the past would do chlorination, then they'll use aluminum sulfate to do the coagulation. But now they've changed, they're using polymer. That polymer chemical is a chemical that is normally used in treating wastewater. So if you have a situation where in August, you're reporting 14,000 NTUs, you then cannot say you're waiting for the next elections to be able to do something about what it is that we need to do about this situation.
Now, you're livid. Everybody has to be livid about all of this, and you responded to both organized labor and government with respect to this development. I mean, you were on all fours with organized labor. It appears that I read your statement this morning, it appears that your group is extremely disappointed and you do not think that there was a basis to call off the intended action.
Well, you see, the interesting thing is the organized labor are part of the coalition, the Ghana coalition. But you know, in all of this, organized labor are also autonomous. So they will take the decisions they have to take. And then you also realize the fact that they joined this fight late. Randy, me and you, we've been involved in this thing You keep on asking me, where do I get the energy? Where do you get the energy to still keep on asking me questions about it? But we've been at it since 2016, thereabout.
Yes.
And, so we know this thing a bit more better than they do. So when government tells them that, they're taking steps to revoke the LI 2462, which the NDC and NPP both sat in Parliament and saw passed. And they say they've suspended it. But organized labor forgets one thing. This current government, after the LI has been passed, the Minerals Commission has permitted several entities. So there are several permits there that are there. So that's why in the Media Coalition's demands, we ask for the revocation of all of these permits. So currently our ask is that the president, with an EI, an executive instrument, should revoke all of the permits that have been given under this obnoxious law. And then also we know for a fact that the EPA has not signed a lot of these permits. To tell the EPA that once the president says suspend, then you don't have the power, the mandate to sign any document. And we know the permits that have not been signed. If we get any permit signed after the president has said they should suspend, we are going to go to court. So there are elements of the things that are in there that we don't see in the response. For example, the issues around the evacuation of mining equipment and the street enforcement of all of it. How is it that you go, there was a welding shop close to the Ninem police station that were producing chamfans. And if you go and look into the law, producing those prescribed equipment, transporting those equipment are illegal. So you need to change your tactics. It is said, and I'm not going to repeat it, but the person who did the same thing and get the same result, they describe them as something else. We cannot be described as that. So we need to change tactics. That is why we were asking for a state, and we're still asking for a state of emergency on the water bodies, on the sites of the water bodies, and in the forest reserve. The interesting thing, we've been told by several ministers. I was on a program with the Eastern Regional Minister who told us that the people who are involved in this, a lot of them are foreigners. And so, Randy, if you have foreigners attacking you from within your country, which, force do you deploy? Do you deploy your police people who are not well armed, that are able to, and these people are able to repel a regional minister with a team of people? Or you deploy your forces, including your Air Force, that will fly sorties over, these river bodies, get your Navy that will then go into the waters, and get your Army that will go on the banks. Because see what you need to do, if you go and you just burn the chamfans, they come back and they rebuild it. It's cheaper to do that. What you need to do is to recover those equipment out of the water and make sure that you then are able to use them for something else rather than it. So there are things that we should do differently. That's why, Randy, we're asking all of you in the studio that we should all start wearing the red bands. Put them on your cars, put them on your wrist, so that we can tell government, we can tell everybody that we are for what is happening, so that we live the mantra that His Excellency the President said on the 7th of January 2017 when he became president. That we are citizens and not spectators. So we are asking, so all of us, on Fridays we do Red Friday, we wear red, but on every other day, just a band. Then we're asking the Muslims, when they are going to the mosque, they should wear red. When the Christians are going to church, like Reverend Opudi said, we should also wear red. When you wear your red, take a picture of it, post it on social media, post it on Metro TV's handles, and target hashtag Stop Galamsey Now, so that we would demonstrate to government, we would demonstrate also. Another important element of this fight is to the presidential candidate of the NDC and the MPP. That the things that we are asking the president to do now, some of which he started doing, some of which has to be done, they need to sign on openly to that, because on the 7th of January 2025, they are going to take over. We are not going to start another campaign for them to do what they have to continue it. And then most importantly, the MPs, MPs and the parliamentary candidates who are currently in the pit and in some of these areas, the mining area still going about encouraging people that when they come, they will allow them to do galamsey. We need all of them to also sign on to it, because we're not going to allow any political party to attempt to take advantage of this fight that is for our very existence. And I heard Honorable Minister Hussein, my friend, talk about the fact that there was a person who was in the theater of a crime, and then the charge that they brought against him was a minor one. So, you know, Kweku Boahen should be hauled to the police, should arrest Kweku Boahen immediately. There was a video of him in 2020 also doing the same thing. And when the NPP talk about, they show that video and they are lambasting and they say, we, the coalition, were not. I say, you have the executive power. We're not arrested him, because what he is doing, the law prescribes it. You know, so we need to start letting the law act like the way it should be. Not that when it is a mining that the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources points out that he's involved in an illegality, and you have the Forestry Commission do a report that confirms that he's involved in an illegality. When you ask the president about it in Koforidua, I did that question. He tells us that he was not involved in an illegality as we speak. Then you petition the IGP. You know, the guys who say nothing has happened to it. So when you don't demonstrate the fact that when anybody is involved, be it Kweku Boahen who is with the NDC, or be it Akonta Mining who is with the MPP, once they have a political tag, they are set free. And we will not win this fight. It is the reason why all of you two should wear the red.
Now, I want to read something to you. It's from government's release here, naval boats on polluted river bodies to ensure the immediate cessation of all mining activities, legal or illegal, in and around these water bodies. Now, I underline additional because I have not even seen the current.
So, Randy, you see the challenge with that, and you see that in all of that, you know, that is not smart enough. You don't even know the timelines that are involved in that. You are not too sure Operation Halt. It's they've been deploying Operation Halt, but we got stability at 14,000 NTUs. And again, for me as a student of social sciences,
the member of parliament, I'm sure the engineer, you saw that video, we've played it several times. A member of parliament in the Western region, the presence of the Western regional minister, informed his audience that the parliamentary candidate informed the audience in the presence of the RECSEC chairman, the regional minister, that government has stopped all those Operation Halt and Vanguard and all those, they've stopped them. And that any soldier who comes to your site is engaged in an illegality, you can deal with the soldier. We were told that. That's why I asked.
No, and Randy, you are spot on. You are spot on. And you know, and again, that's what I'm saying. And this man who said this thing has not been arrested. This is somebody who. So if the government says it's additional, then it means Operation Halt should have been in operation. So this man was calling on the people to attack Operation Halt, and nothing has been done.
He says they've stopped it. They've stopped it. They have stopped all that, and he said it in the presence of the regional minister, who is the head of RECSEC.
Completely. So you see, that's why for us it is difficult to, some of the things because of the inconsistency. Because a parliamentary candidate in the presence of the regional security committee chairperson says that all these military things have been stopped. But now we are told again by that additional. And and again, so Randy, to buttress your point, even the Operation Halt that was stopped, it was because it was stopped that and your stability got to 14,000 NTUs. So this additional that we're talking about, what kind of additional? The only source of joy for me is that this morning I have heard from an independent source, as a media source, that says that they were with them yesterday as at 1 a.m. when the deployment was being done. Okay. And so as at 4 a.m. they were on their way to a particular place that they would not tell us. And that's right, they shouldn't tell us.
Are they the additional forces or the new forces?
Well, Randy, at this stage, we might, you see, because you cannot get the journalists to also tell you the numbers that are involved. It is important to be able to know what number, and what the question I would want to ask Is this size of force, is it bigger than Operation Vanguard when Operation Vanguard was deployed? Because again, I can look at Operation Vanguard and say that the turbidity of water improved around 2018 when Operation Vanguard was really deployed. And you and I saw the difference that Operation Vanguard did. We were getting reports from the Operation Vanguard Command. I am hoping, and it is important that His Excellency the President addresses us on this issue on a consistent basis. How many chamfans have been pulled out of the water bodies? How many forest reserves have been reclaimed and moved from the red that have been tagged red now to green, where the Forest Commission has total control over it? How many licenses have been revoked? And who are the people whose licenses have been revoked? All of that, we need to be hearing all of that, so that generally it can carry all of us, get the goodwill of all of us, get the prayer of all of us. On to Friday, tomorrow, the Catholic Church, we are going to pray, so that we now can be praying for him to continue taking the action. So it is really important that this inconsistency, like the one you pointed out about additional forces, where we were told that all of them have stopped working, so that we all then can have confidence in the points that have been made. It's the reason why, Randy, I need to see your red band.
Yeah, it's on my car.
Good. Sharp to know, okay, how platform.
Sharp. All right, Doc, thanks for joining me, and I'm sure that we'll be speaking
very
in the
much,
coming
Randy.
days. All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
You need to understand something that Engineer Kenneth B has said.
Yes.
When your turbidity levels reach 1,000 MTU, you are in crisis. The country is said to be in crisis. 1,000. Today, we have 14,000. I don't know how you will describe it.
Until he spoke, and that's what startled me. I didn't even know that the Ghana Water Company
is not using polymer.
Of course, I'm deficient when it comes to the sciences. But of course, to even know that we've now moved from alum to, what's the other chemical you mentioned?
Polymer.
Which is used to treat waste.
Yes.
So it means that the alum is not
when the substances, the hard substances, the impurities in wastewater is so high that alum, chlorine, cannot be used. You use that substance. And that substance, where it is used, the water is not meant to be taken in. That's what they supply to the hotels. So that you can bath. So you go to a hotel and they put on the tap, would not safe for drinking. Is there? And you go to not safe for drinking. It means that water has been treated out of wastewater. Okay? But it's good for bathing, but not drinking. Now, Ghana Water is not telling us that, well, they are even using that chemical to treat the water for you. So we are ingesting, because that chemical also has an impact on your health.
Well, Stephen has this view. He says there's a fundamental problem that we are not talking about. And he says, one, as part of the requirements to issue mining license, those seeking the licenses are expected to do community engagement where they avail themselves before the communities, where they are to be granted concessions, to be asked questions for them to answer as to how they intend to mine responsibly and to protect the environment. If the communities are satisfied with the outlines provided after the mandatory engagement, they give the green light for the award of concessions. Two, this requirement has been taken away, and licenses are issued to people who go to mine and are of the view that they owe no responsibility to the communities in which they mine. Of course, once they have not engaged the communities, what commitment do they have to the communities? So if I listen to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources as well as the Minerals Commission boss say that they were compelled to issue licenses because the process was cumbersome and delayed the speed at which licenses are issued on the basis that people are entering into sites and mining without those licenses because of the delays, this presents us with the opportunity to access the fundamental problem. Says it means that because the government is unable to manage and prevent people from entering mining sites without licenses, and for that matter, they will take away an important requirement for communities to be engaged, then we must hold the government responsible for everything going wrong in the sector. In summary, government says people are not able to wait for it to issue them with licenses for mining. And because they're already entering and mining, the government has decided to take away a very important requirement for communities to hold these miners accountable. Any wonder what we see around us with our water bodies and forests being devastated in this manner? Government has simply slept on its responsibilities. We would have to check on this.
No,
whether
they have not
that
taken it
has
away.
taken it out.
No, it has not been taken away. I referred to it when I was in our initial submission.
Right.
It has not. government has decided not to enforce that.
Not to enforce that.
Yes.
So it means that the requirement is still there.
The requirement is there.
But the companies don't fulfill it.
The companies don't. The Business Commission don't even care about it. They don't go to organize the community engagement to take the views of the people, to inform whether they should grant. And that provision in the law is actually shifts power from the central government to the community. So if a community is of the view that that mining activity coming to their community will not benefit them, they can signal their objection to the mine. And I've said this at many places. I mean, that is a shift in power that allows the community to determine whether they like that activity or not. So you see, what government has done is cunningly take away that power by not enforcing that provision.
Well, I would have to speak with the Minerals Commission. They're supposed to be here today, but I'm sure that the CEO is.
They might come and say that they do that.
Country,
but because the law has not been amended.
All right. Okay. So I'll look at that. But today is the birthday of a few people. So Reverend Engineer Albert Aye Ojiri, you're 70 years old today. So happy 70th birthday to you, Reverend Engineer Albert Aye Ojiri. Happy 70th birthday to you. Okay. It's also your birthday, McLean Desmond, who's the director of the YE in the Western North region. So McLean Desmond, happy birthday to you. And Philip Osebon, so I'm sure that a lot of you know him as Obi, the host of Ekosi Seng on Asempa FM. Today is your birthday, so
that's cool.
Happy birthday to you, Obi. And Peter Banfu, as a personal assistant to the Honorable Speaker of Parliament. Today is your birthday, Peter. So Peter Banfu, happy birthday to you as well. So Reverend Engineer Albert Aye Ojiri at 70. Happy 70th birthday to you. McLean Desmond, YA Western North Region, happy birthday to you. Philip Osebon, so Obi Ekosi saying happy birthday to you. And Peter Banfu, PA to the Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, happy birthday to you. Do you guys remember Dr. Benjamin Agojo? ACP retired.
A doctor, yeah.
Yes, okay. Well, don't I love this man? From Persecution to Freedom is the title
of his book.
Well,
good.
From Persecution to Freedom. It says, reflection on my journey through the justice system in Ghana. And he's launching it on the 30th of October, Wednesday, the 30th of October, at the Christ the King Hall, Cantonment. That's from 4 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So, From Persecution to Freedom. This is a book, reflections on my journey through the justice system in Ghana. Dr. ACP retired Benjamin K. Agojo. So that's coming on the 30th of. I can't wait to read this particular book, and I love it when people put their experiences together and document them. That's what we don't do very often in this country. So congratulations to you, Dr. Benjamin Agojo, and I hope to speak to you on this show, on this book, before the launch. I owe you an interview. I'm sure that we'll get to do that before this particular launch. All right. So, gentlemen, we'll leave it here. We'll leave it here. There was something else that I was going to talk about.
Don't raise another topic.
We're going to talk about
there's a message from the Catholic Church. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I want us to watch that.
Arise, Catholic faithful, rejoice and renew. My dear brothers and sisters of the Catholic Archdiocese of Accra, in collaboration with the Conference of Major Superiors of Religious Ghana is inviting all our priests, religious, now Catholic faithful to the upcoming environmental prayer walk against Galamsey on Friday, 11th October 2024. We shall pray against the devastating effects of Galamsey in Ghana and the immediate action by government to protect the environment, promote sustainable project development, and ensure a livable future for generations to come. The environmental prayer walk against Galamsey will start at the Holy Spirit Cathedral at Abaraka at 10 a.m. Participants will prayerfully walk through the principal streets to the Christ the King Grotto cantonment, where we shall have Holy Mass to implore the blessings of the Lord on the activities of the day. We are encouraging all our faithful Catholics to start gathering at the Holy Spirit Cathedral to start the walk at 10 a.m. Once again, join us on Friday, 11th October, to embark on our environmental prayer walk against Galamsey to save our common home. Thank you so much.
All right. All right. Okay. So tomorrow, 10 a.m. Yes. What man will not do, God will do. We'll see. Okay. All right. So that'll be it. That'll be it for Good Morning Ghana. But hey, all roads lead to the Accra Sports Stadium. 4 p.m. Ghana versus Sudan. Please be there to cheer on the Black Stars, in this very, very, very important match against Sudan. We must win. By the special grace of God, we shall win. And we need you. We need your massive presence at the Accra Sports Stadium. 4 p.m. today. That's kickoff time. Ghana versus Sudan. Up next, Metro Sports.